So since this was very last minute, I'm just gonna have them do a quick intro of themselves rather than me trying to make up things that don't make sense. You guys wanna quickly introduce yourselves, maybe?
Sure, yeah. Hi, my name is Peter Hollins. I've been a full-time YouTuber for 14 years now. I was like the first person to do all the dorky a cappella boxes and cloning myself and singing. Movie Pitch Perfect's about my wife and I. It's a book, and then it turned into a movie series. I enjoy investing and advising creator economy companies. I care nothing more than educating my peers on how to make a living doing what they love. And recently, I am very addicted to AI and maximizing the potential of my workflow and just playing around in the coolest tech section that there maybe has ever been. Yay.
Hi, I'm Tabitha Kane, and I have a podcast with my co-host Gretchen, which is right over there. And we also have a YouTube channel. It's called Housewives of True Crime. We started in the podcast world over 5 years ago, and we put our stuff on YouTube later. We should have started well before that, but I think it's been about a couple years now. And AI to me, really, when she asked us, I'm very interested in it, and also had started dabbling in it, like you said, and just really kind of the YouTube culture as something that I'm really interested in. Our podcast is really interested in learning more about.
Great.
I'm Brent Musgrove. Our channel on YouTube is MusgroveBros. It's me and 3 of my brothers going around really just messing around with people and playing games. We come up with different challenges and wagers that we play with people on the streets. But what we're trying to do is actually grow our channel. She accidentally asked us yesterday if we wanted to be a part of this. And I said, yeah, of course. And then realized we're up here with some big names. So I was like, okay, well, cool. Yeah, we still want to do it. So, but I'm up here. We wanted to use AI more for growing our channel because we just started this year actually. And we're averaging 5 to 10 subscriptions a week. But what we'd like to do is supercharge that and also expand to TikTok and all the Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels and stuff like that. So we were talking with her yesterday and joking around with her, and she made the mistake of thinking we were bigger than we were.
So just to clarify, I did not accidentally ask him. I intentionally asked him. And so here we are. I think it's really good to have a mix of people who've been doing YouTube for a while and people who are just starting out on YouTube. So this is great. The way it turned out is better than I imagined. So thank you again. So I'll start with a few lighthearted questions. I'm sure there's so much going on about AI that I did not want to delve into a very serious discussion about AI, and then I'm going to bore you for 20 minutes with my talk anyway. So I thought we'll start with something light and see what these guys have to say. We have about 6 questions, and I thought we could go around and start with a different person for each question, and then all 3 of you can chime in. So the first question I have is, will there be a day when your biggest fan is a bot? And would you even know that? Peter, we want to start with you?
A bot. I think we have an interesting element of botting happening across social media already, and so the terminology already sparks negative sentiment because I don't like the name bot. It doesn't sound great. But utilizing let's say AI to manufacture somebody's personality, and then they are engaging with their core supporters in ways to increase depth and connection between, hypothetically, my bot and their bot. That's not the right word. Sure, of course, anything is possible. We can think it will eventually probably happen unless something more impressive can jumpstart it. But I think it's not going to be called that. It's going to be called something awesome, like, Apple's never going to say AI anymore. They're going to always just be like Apple Intelligence.
Yes.
You got to brand it right?
Yeah. What do you think, Tabitha?
So you asked if your biggest fan, right?
Yeah.
So I think that there has been bots out there that have supported people to rank them very well already. And Apple has, and this is a couple years ago when we first started, I think a lot of podcasters used bots. Maybe it wasn't necessarily like the AI that we see today. And And so I can see it happening. Do I think it should happen? I don't think so. I mean, I would like to see real people being my fans, but
Of course.
but I don't know. I mean,
You're
Yeah.
totally right. Like, you know, obviously there's been bots subscribing to people, even adding random comments. That's been going on for nearly a decade, nearly as long as Instagram has been around. And but what I really mean here is like a bot that genuinely becomes your fan, which means that they're watching all your content, making meaningful comments on it, and you know, kind of cheering you to go.
So you're saying once superintelligence unleashes itself on the internet and it is its own identity, will that be my biggest fan?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I like that being the future, so I'm gonna say no to try to be able to put signal out as that being a thing.
I'll say 100%. I mean, with the way AI is moving, as soon as it becomes sentient, yeah, of course it's going to be your biggest fan, and then you'll have some that are your biggest enemies. But I'm worried we have a biggest fan right now that's an AI or a bot, because there's somebody who engages with every one of our videos, and I'm like, this can't be a real person. They can't be that interested in us.
No, they're definitely real. Definitely
I was
real.
like, I can't put a face to this yet, so it's got to be a bot. I don't know.
Just wait till they find you and give you a hug and grab your butt and won't let go. That happens.
I've already seen some of those comments. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's a real thing.
I agree with that. I sometimes wonder, like, I see a comment and I go, this can't be a real person who actually watched my video. So I agree with you there. Okay, second question. Do you imagine a day when you trust an AI more than your editor? We'll start with Tabitha this time.
my editor wants me to say absolutely not.
That's right.
But I think that yes, I do. I do think there is a possibility for that. At present time, I think it's a super great tool for our editor to use. I think there's always something with a personal human touch, so I don't know if I'll ever just hand it all over. But I definitely think there is a way that there is a smarter technology than a human brain.
Okay.
Currently, our editor is me, so 100% I would trust the AI over me. However, no, I mean, it always has to be authentic. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're trying to do with our channel. Would I trust it that it could edit the video faster, quicker, and more precise and everything? Yeah, but as far as pulling the funny clips out and everything, right now AI doesn't have that humor aspect. It's really flat because I've used AI in my real job that makes money, and it's always very to the point, you know what I mean, and precise on what it's saying, and it doesn't understand the humor aspect that the humans would, you know, engage with.
Well, you seem to be on the side of Elon Musk, thinking that we will get to sentience.
Oh yeah, Skynet's on its way. I mean, that's 100%. At some point, you know, you watch iRobot and everything, you know, you'll have your friends and your enemies. So, I mean, Elon Musk said it best, you know, if we keep going the way we're going, yeah, it's not gonna be good. But I mean, as far as YouTube and editing, let's go forward.
Okay, Peter, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a foregone conclusion that editors of the future will all be AI. But even to my own lived experience, like my best editor right now, of like the last 5 years, I just, you know, gave him a role of like creative lead because I've been teaching him AI, and thus he's utilizing all the tools. So he's not really an editor anymore. He's much more than that. So I think that's like a really good testament to what is going to happen, right? If our junior level employees are all going to be then autonomous in some way or form, whether it's agents or bots or whatever we're going to term a lot, you know, it's just going to get bigger and better all the time, faster. Then the humans are the ones that are going to be, you know, pulling the in sync, like, bop, bop, you know, like the, what's the one where they're, yes, thank you so much. And so it's a foregone conclusion that our editors will and should initially be AI in some capacity, right? Especially the first couple drafts, like,
Yeah.
duh.
I have to agree because I run an entire company that's based on that, and we only survive if AI is going to do a decent job with the first draft. Okay, Third question. This is kind of the most interesting question for me on this list. Now that AI can look like us and talk like us, would you clone yourself to use a younger version of you to make videos? Let's start with Brent.
That's scary. I'm already super handsome, so I don't have to worry about that. But no, honestly, I like the authenticity. So I wouldn't do it because I want to be able to engage and people understand who I am. No. I mean, I know a lot of people already change themselves, without AI. So AI would be an easier form of them doing that online. But I wouldn't do it because I like the authenticity.
Okay.
So, like you said, I think there is a way that we already are kind of changing ourselves with, the filters, right? I mean, people look totally different. Would I clone myself? I will have to say maybe, because I don't have enough time. I have 3 children, and I have a husband and a whole household, and so I don't have enough time between, even Gretchen has 3 children, right? So we are like, how do we get enough content on TikTok and all of these different platforms that we need to grow our business, and we just don't have the time. So if we could put up certain things, maybe not everything, but just take some of the space and time that we need, sure.
That's true. I want to change mine. I understand that,
No,
but I've also
no,
seen
no.
Multiplicity. If y'all haven't seen Multiplicity, the clones will clone themselves, and it won't be good. I'll tell you that right now.
But let me stress on this younger version part. I mean, it's not just about cloning ourselves. Like, let's say 10 years from now, would you still be making content of the clone that you made from today, or would you update the clone to look more like how you look 10 years from now?
Can I answer that? So I have lots and lots of peers who are already doing non-AI versions of ways to create a consistent brand in perpetuity and be able to provide that to the audience for numerous reasons, right? The audience expects a certain look, a certain sound, and being able to provide the thing that the audience wants, whether it's a tool that's AI or whatever, I think it's absolutely. And to the fact, like, my old butt started this when I was 30, and so I'm already 44. If I want to appease a younger demographic across specific platforms that are like Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and it's still me, but just because it's like adjusted in a filter that is video instead of photo, I don't really necessarily think that's any different than what we've been doing. And so if I'm trying to actually put out positive content into the world, and just because I'm utilizing an AI tool to be able to emotionally be impactful to my audience, if it's providing, in my opinion, something that is beautiful, like, who cares?
I actually agree with that too. I don't think it would work for me personally, so I think it just depends, because we relate to our audience because they relate to us personally. Like, we talk for 7 minutes before just about what's going on in our personal lives. But I was at a talk, and Matt Pat was talking about how, yeah.
You know, he's a singer.
No.
Yeah, he got his musical Broadway degree.
No way.
Yeah. We did a Game of Thrones medley. It's like online. It's really fun. You guys should check it out.
Yes,
But please continue.
okay, so my son watches all of that, right? He loves, just the younger vibe. And so if you appeal to that audience, and then they, like Caden, he's gonna age out, but my younger son is gonna age into that, right? So yes, then for sure you wanna still seem young and relevant. You don't wanna seem like a grandpa, So I think for some people it really would work, but
Yeah.
some not.
I think there's a lot of hot grandpas, so it's fine. Okay.
All right, I'm also looking at the time here. This is amazing. I could keep going for the entire duration with you guys, but I think I also committed to doing that. So we'll try to do one more question, and then I'll talk about what I was supposed to talk about. Do you think that you would make more money or less money in the world of AI? More?
More, yeah.
That's what you want to make. That's what you think will happen.
No, yeah, it's going to change everything so drastically. It's going to be an upset to the industry as it continues to develop. So there will be revenues that you wouldn't even see coming that are going to come in from AI.
So my vision for the future is one in which money becomes so much of abundance due to where we're heading that AI, the conversation and the question, I think, is more impactful if you ask, will you have more time? I think we're going to be able to have the capability of getting so much more done, and then hopefully, as fathers and mothers, we're able to then take a different question to heart, which is like, why am I here? Why do I have consciousness? And should I be spending more time being the coach of my son's baseball team, which is really fun. I did it just this year and we won, it was amazing. And while simultaneously then hopefully being able to provide the same amount of content at the same consistent, that there's the expectancy that we have to keep the freaking engine running, that like this freaking treadmill that's killing us. I think AI hopefully will allow us to have the opportunity to slow that treadmill down and then actually enjoy life in like a way that I think is purposeful, I hope.
Yeah, this is great. I want to thank you guys for joining me here. I really appreciate this. We'll do it again sometime, and I will now thank you guys and see if I can talk about some other stuff. Thank you. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks. All right, let's see. Let me start, on that background of making more money, having